So I'm mixed, and I'm not proud of that, actually. I used to say it didn't matter, and the Stop Disrespecting Black Women campaign. Look, it's not funny. It's true. This whole colorism thing is weird, strange, bizarre, and I never enjoyed being light skinned. My cousin's on my sperm donor side, and I call him sperm donor because he did not contribute to the essence of me. He contributed to the crippled aspect of me, which is something that is a challenge, and the process of healing is difficult. And I hear this dialogue about single parent homes, and I'll just put this out there: is that I started off in a single parent home. My mother, okay, and she's like she's passable. She looks, sounds, talks, acts, appropriates as Caucasian, okay. So basically Caucasian, because sperm donor did not and would not procreate with a so-called titled black woman, okay. So hence why I look this way. And my cousins, I loved their skin. I love their skin. Their skin is beautiful. It's dark. They have lovely hair. I find them to be, I mean, I don't like to compare myself, but I find them to be more attractive than even myself. And I don't say that from a negative standpoint. I know that I'm attractive, but it doesn't matter. The physical aspect of things is not as important as this society has perpetuated for it to be. Now, there have been cases where other light-skinned girls were disrespectful and they put themselves on a pedestal. I've experienced while growing up, because, there's hierarchies of it, and depending on, whatever status and so on and so forth, there are light-skinned girls who are very shallow, yes. And typically those are the ones that a lot of men, I guess, men and males, fall victim to, because she was groomed to be a predator. But whether I feel better than anyone with whatever skin tone is ridiculous. I think that some of the most attractive, most beautiful, gorgeous women have darker skin. And reasons being, because she glows. You don't see any scars and stuff. You can't see any acne. Not like how, light-skinned or Caucasian, you can see all the scars on her face and stuff. She doesn't even need makeup. Dark-skinned women don't even need makeup. And it's a myth when they say stuff like, oh, is she being bald-headed or something? I know there's plenty of dark-skinned women who have very long hair, and that would be some of my cousins and other females that I went to school with, other women I went to school with. Yeah, so this whole myth and this whole bullshit about and oppressing dark-skinned women. And another thing is that us mixed girls, us mixed women go through a lot of abuse also. Sometimes even more, because we're fetishized, okay? We're seen often cases I would get questions like, which one of your parents is this and that, and what are you mixed with, as if it matters, and what are you native, what are you Chinese? I mean, I get all types of stuff. And I usually say typically that I'm mixed with everything. I'm everyone. I'm a little bit of everyone. And yeah, another thing is like, I don't like being fetishized or to be only spoken to just because of my mixed ethnicities, okay? And it hurts and offends me to know that my grandfather, who I respected and who I looked up to, raped my grandmother. That I don't feel wholesome about that. So then it goes to show the existence of me. I am a product of rape, basically. And that's not anything to be proud about. Um, and we don't get any special privileges. I mean, if rape and sexual assault and stuff is considered a privilege, then by all means, if you consider that to be a privilege, it's not. Um, I was basically groomed in the suburbs, so that created a lot of dysfunction when I moved to the inner cities because I was accused of being trying to be better than someone, or I guess the common phrase was, "Oh, you think you're cute." And why do you sound like that? Why do you talk like that? And why are you trying to sound white? Why you talk proper? I mean, to me, I never really put any much thought into it, but the violence and the drama that surrounds it is not a privilege. Um, I've always enjoyed being someone who likes to read, someone who likes to learn, and ask a lot of questions. And I just always kind of I used to have issues with my self-esteem um, because I didn't like that attention. I didn't like having that attention. And yeah, I didn't know that I was black until it was brought to my attention. I was almost a teenager. And outside of that, I don't know what people are talking about when they say, oh, like team light skin, team dark skin, and who's more beautiful, or we're always seen as like this post face or something, or the whatever, the generalized beauty. And I disagree. I Most of us mixed kids, or mixed, now that we're mixed adults, we are not products of love. Okay. um and I don't know where people are getting these stereotypes from, because those aren't the stereotypes that I really seen, actually. Um, I know when I had went through stages of being in like foster homes and stuff, and in the system in group homes, some of the most kindest and most accepting were black mothers who were dark skinned, and some of the most gorgeous. And they actually were quite, I'd say, liberal? They were very empowering. And I'm glad that I got to connect and meet with some of them. But other than that, yeah, I don't know what people are talking about. Um, if having scars and being sexualized and being fetishized is a privilege, then by all means, I mean, you may take it with you, please, because I don't want anything to do with it. I don't like it, and I don't like the nasty, the nasty reminder of why I'm here, how I technically got here, and what I came from was dysfunction. And then this whole thing about black women being the gatekeepers, I didn't follow that. I don't know what that's supposed to be about. But I've always found black men to be attractive. Always. Even since childhood, even since awareness, I always found them to be attractive and um it's very appealing as far as personality, but things have changed drastically from when I was a child to if I even got to be a child. It's another thing. I don't think I'd say probably 99% of black females, women, and girls don't really get to be children or women in this society, or in another country. We're not we don't get that privilege. And if they do, it's a very small number of them, and they are groomed specifically to be predators. That's all I have to say for now.